Hey guys, how's it going? Kaeyoh from Storm here, and today I wanted to make a video talking a little bit about Raynor and some of the different talent options and choices that you can take. Just recently, Raynor with this new patch has been starting to get seen a lot more in competitive and just like Hero League games in general, and that's because he got buffed a little bit, and also a lot of other DPS kind of got nerfed. Also, there's a huge prevalence of warriors right now, um, with a lot of like Arthas picks and stuff. So he does really good against all those tanky characters as long as they don't have imposing. So yeah, let's talk about a couple of the options. So at the first tier, level 1, you get your first kind of choice as to what you want to go, and the choice is really between Give Me More, which is going to increase your adrenaline rush healing by 50%, or getting Seasoned Marksman, which is the stacking talent that increases your attack damage by 1 for every 6 minions. So what affects my decision mostly on this is the map that I'm playing. If I'm playing a map like either Dragonshire or Tomb of the Spider Queen, one where I'm going to be getting a lot of minion kills and building those stacks quickly, normally I will opt to go with the Seasoned Marksman. However, if I'm playing more of a brawling map, like Battlefield of Eternity or like Haunted Mines, I'll definitely take this. They're both very good, and this increase to heal is definitely noticeable. So those are kind of my two options. Right now, I'll take Give Me More. Say we're playing on Battlefield of Eternity or something. All right, so the next tier, the second tier, level 4. You pretty much just have one option, and that's focused attack. Focused attack does a really adds a lot to your DPS, and because Raynor has a pretty good attack speed with his the buff that you get from Inspire, and if you go like Berserk down the road, is are really nice. They synergize very well with focus attack, and you get a lot of value out of it in general. Raynor has the passive where he has a 20% increased range on his basic attacks. That helps you build up charges on focus attack, as well as you get a lot more value out of that poke. So we'll take focus attack here. That's pretty much what I take 100% of the time at the level 4 tier. So moving on, we got the level 7 tier, and here is where you have another option. Revolution Overdrive. This is gain 10% movement speed. It's basically just giving you some more mobility, where you can. And then the other option is Fight or Flight. Now this one's interesting. If you don't know what this one is, it allows you to activate your E at any time, and also when it activates, you get a 25% damage reduction for 4 seconds. So that's actually very significant, and this has become my new favorite. Some people will still opt to get the Revolution Overdrive. They really want the movement speed. Personally, whether you're going... Now, it does have synergy with a level 1 talent, right? But whether you go this or Seasoned Marksman, I still recommend getting Fight or Flight at 7. I still think that's the way to go. So I'm going to pick that up here. And you can see when I activate that, I also get the shield, the resistant. Really just a nice thing to have. It allows you to use it in anticipation for burst, so you don't have to wait until you're super low to get the heal, and you don't have to like try and awkwardly proc it. Also, if you know you're about to get bursted, okay, Arthas. If you know you're about to get bursted too, you can pop that as you're starting to take that like initial poke and everything when people are moving in on you, and have a much better chance of living. Because 4 seconds is a long time to have 25% damage mitigation. Obviously, you're basically getting the opposite effect of the vulnerability from like Northern Exposure. So that's pretty cool stuff. Moving on, let's talk about ultimates. So the standard is pretty much Hyperion. Hyperion is a pretty decent teamfight ult, and it's a fantastic sieging ult. So when you get into situations where you're forcing with mercenaries or in a boss or the map objective like a Grave Golem or something, Hyperion is going to just not only zone people off of defending the objective, but it also just is going to absolutely destroy all these structures. So Hyperion, a great option. But I would say like Raynor's Raiders is definitely not a bad way to go either. In team fights, if sometimes the playstyle that I get, if I'm going against like a comp that has like very vulnerable squishy backline, if you get flank positioning with Raynor and you drop these on people, it's really hard for them to like deal with those unless they actually turn and kill those. But like if you, for example, go on people at level 16 on a backline and you pop Berserk and you put your Raiders down on their DPS and just start lighting them up, it's going to be really hard for them to turn and kill your Raiders because they're really going to be focused on killing like you and stopping that threat. So it's really good for securing kills and all that good stuff as well. But most of the time, I'll just take Hyperion. I'm just saying, consider Raiders. Raiders isn't too bad, but the Yamato cannon part of Hyperion definitely makes that talent really, really effective at all stages in the game. The other thing about Hyperion is it's more reliable because the Raiders, sometimes will just get killed by AoE, and you have to position them well to actually get good value out of them. So most of the time, long story short, Hyperion's the way to go. So we'll take that here. All right, let's talk about 13 a little bit. The 13 is where you start getting a little bit of a branch off in builds as well. What I recommend getting, for the most part, is Giant Killer, especially lately with the double tanks becoming so prevalent. And just in general, Giant Killer synergizes very well with Raynor's kit. You've got the increased attack range, you've got Inspire, which is giving you bonus attack speed, and if you opt to get Berserk at 16, you also get additional synergy from that. So you've got a lot of things going for you if you decide to go the route of Giant Killer, and I definitely recommend that. But what some people will do now at this 13 and 16 tiers is go for the Q talents. And so double barrel gives you the second charge on your Q, so you can fire that off twice. And then at 16, they'll get the bullseye, which stuns somebody for 1.5 seconds. So at 13, you can kind of make your decision whether you want to go the more, I would say the more standard style is Giant Killer. But if you need to go more of a control build, like you need to have more reliable interrupts and stuff, like if you're against like an ETC or a Nazebo or something like that, and you need to be the Ravenous Interrupter, it can definitely be a good way to go. Alternatively, you can still get Giant Killer at 13 and end up getting Bullseye at 16. Either way, but if you want to get that synergy, you can go both 13 and 16 Q talents. So I leveled that here, but most of the time I do get Giant Killer. That's my preferred one. And then at 16, you've got a couple options. Like I was just talking about the Q talents, I won't really go too much into that again. This 1.5 second stun is definitely significant. It's really nice. But most of the time I like getting Berserk here. Berserk just synergizes really well with Raynor's kit in general, his W, Giant Killer, focused attack, everything. And you can get on a backline and absolutely shred them by popping Berserk and just going to town on people. Or alternatively, you can help your team kite and like kill frontline. So either way, you're getting a lot out of that. Executioner can be okay if you're. It's definitely a viable option if you're going against. If you have a lot of CC, like if you have an Arthas as one of your tanks or something like that, that can be really good. Or Vala spamming out Frost Shot. But I would say as a standard choice, Berserk is probably the way to go. So let me just catch up on talents real quick here. We'll take Berserk. And then level 20, Bolt is very important for Raynor because he doesn't have much mobility, and once everybody else gets Bolt, if you're not using Bolt, then you're probably going to get in a lot of trouble and get caught out a lot more. So generally that's what I get. Nexus Frenzy is kind of cute. It still has a lot of synergy with this build, but I think Bolt is the way to go in general. Just very reliable, very gets you out of a lot of bad situations. It'll keep you alive. So yeah, that's those are some of the choices that I go through. Let me know if you guys want more like I can make more videos on like talking about how to like team fight with Raynor and stuff like that. But for now, I just want to give you guys an idea if you're thinking about picking up Raynor and starting to add him to your kit and play him a little bit more. Those are some of the thoughts behind the different talent options and what you should be going. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Take it easy. Peace.